All right, welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Next, I'm going to have a very interesting discussion on the topic skill acquisition for self development. Helping me to do that is a multi talented guest already seated with me in the studio. She's a talented actress as well as a caterer. Let's welcome Lady Kufre Nsek. Good morning.
Good morning, too.
Welcome. It's good to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Now tell me, you're a talented actress and you're also a caterer. Tell me, was it a passion that you have for these things, or was it a necessity that made you go into both of them?
I want to truly say somehow it's passionate, somehow, but naturally, I think I was born with all this. I was born, it's an inbuilt stuff. So I wouldn't say it's passion that made me go
Mhm.
into it. I was born and I noticed from my 18 years I notice when I'm around people, I make them laugh and I appear as a model and I stand out even right in school, right from my primary school.
Mm.
So I notice God has deposited something in me that
Mm.
has always made me to stand out
Stand
right
out.
from my childhood. So if I come, people run into me, people always running into me. I've always have people, friends around me, and right from when I was small. So even in my primary school, I noticed I was always having money to buy puff puff, to split for people, children around me. So at the end of the day, because my mom was my mom was she
Was
was very
industrious.
industrious. So she was a nurse. She's
Mm.
retired now, and she was a nurse with the University of Calabar then. So I noticed at that early stage she was always not minding her job. She was selling pure water, ice block, puff puff. She was always, whenever she's on morning duty, she does that in the afternoon. Whenever she's on afternoon, she does sales in the morning. So I was always close to her. So I learned from her and I noticed she wasn't lacking money. So as I was growing up, I noticed I have passion for looking good. I have needs. I have at that early stage, I was already wearing expensive hand watches, buying from Abokis, I was buying a watch at 12 naira then, which other little girl couldn't do it. So I noticed being closer to my mom wasn't making me lacking money. So I took up from her. I was always selling wherever, even in my school, during my secondary school time. I sell sweets. I make so with that, people were always flogging
You.
around me and making friends with me. So with that, I give them, I make them laugh. Any little thing I say, they will start laughing. So as I was growing, it was becoming more. In the secondary school, the same thing. And in the church, I was always picked out to perform one or two things. And I was always delivering. So that was when I knew that there's something inside of me deposited that I need to showcase to the world. So that is how I came into acting. In all of my days in my churches, right from when I've been acting, as in I've been into dramas, and I delivered. So until I became a mother, and they start giving me other parts in the
Bigger
drama
roles.
that goes along with my motherlyhood, and I
Roles.
delivered. So and when I came about Nollywood, I knew my pastors then will always tell me, Kufre, there's something inside you that because when you give me a role, I add extra from inside me. So sometimes I don't do what they give to me. So that makes me to stand out, and I knew I was an upcoming
Upcoming actress.
actress. So
That's interesting. You've always had this industrious
yes,
entrepreneurship thing
yes.
about
I
you.
don't run. I can't even run into you without you laughing. I must make sure I deposit one comedy that will spark
Makes
your
sense.
laugh. Yes.
Now, as a caterer, what do you think that makes you stand out, and how do you stay updated in the cooking world? Staying updated with the latest trends in cooking.
Yes, what makes me stay updated and the latest and trending cooking is learning and practicing.
Okay.
I learn a lot and I practice. And social media has really helped me to improve so much on my catering. So
Oh,
that has
okay,
been my.
nice. Okay, now let's come to your acting career. What has been your most rewarding role so far?
I've never had any rewarding role. All my roles are always rewarding. I don't fight for any role. I am so humble to the down that any part you give to me, I act. I have acted as a judge, I've acted as a police officer, I've acted as a marketer, I've acted as a market woman, I've acted as in so many roles have been given to me as a mother. So I have not I
You
take
don't
all my
place
role. Yes, I
anyone
have
above
not
the
placed
other.
any beyond until when I come to that position, which I know it will actually come, is gradually. So all my roles are always, I take it with joy and I act it. I give out
Your
extraordinary, my
best.
best.
Now, as an actress, you're going to be in the public eye. People are going to see you because, I mean, you're out there, so they're seeing you and criticizing. How do you handle these criticisms when they come?
Number one thing I would say is focus. Because if you want to follow the critics, you might be left out, you might be confused. So, for example, I'm from a Christian home. My mother is very holistic that she doesn't even, she knows I have it, but she's always afraid of I might lose my marriage because of being an
Being an
actress.
actress.
So, and secondly, my family members too. They do call to distract me. You are a mother, you are married to our son, and why are you going into acting? Does he allow you to do this? Meanwhile, my husband met me like that, and he has been telling me that he loved me, he liked me. In fact, what attracted him to me was fashion. The first day he saw me at the airport. So he was attracted by my dress
Outfit.
outfit. So that was what attracted him. So when he came, I told him, and we have been married for 11 years and no problems because he knows what I can do. The trust is there. And so the only role I am always scared of taking is kissing. So I think even in
As a wife
future,
and mother.
yes, as a wife and a mother, I know other mothers and actresses they do it, but I don't think I will ever take such part because naturally I hate kissing. Despite the fact that I'm married, sometimes I manage to kiss my husband, so it has been in my blood. So that's the only part I will not take. But for every other part, I don't think my husband has
He
problem with
won't
that
play it. He
because
won't for
the so
$100
for
million dollars.
till we get there.
All right,
So
let's
for
take
now,
a
I
short break.
think I can't. I don't listen to critics. I'm just focused and move on.
Focus. All right, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, Kufri has a lot more to tell us. Stay with us. Welcome back, and we're still here discussing skill acquisition for self development. And I have the talented actress and caterer, Kufri Nsek. All right, tell me, you're a caterer and also an actress. Do they blend at any point? Maybe in your acting career, you've had to play the role of a chef. How have they come to intertwine together?
I am very grateful, and I don't think they intertwine because there are so many parts. In fact, in almost all the movies, we have kitchens, we have the parts that we cook. So sometimes there are roles that are given to me and I can't take them. I can't do it very well. So sometimes we interchange. I do the cooking part, I act the cooking part, being my catering department. And sometimes while in the movie, we might run out of, sometimes we go to, how do they call it? Is it scene? We go to places for
Locations.
locations and then we are very hungry. My dear, sometimes I go with my camp gas. I quickly
Quickly
bring
put
out, yes,
something
I am
together.
always with my Indomie carton and water and stuff. So sometimes when people are stranded and looking, going up and down to look for what to eat, I provide food, I make indomie, and I start selling them. So I will sell it cheap for them, for our colleagues. And so I think it is a very, very interesting combination that cannot intertwine.
That's nice. Now you're also a family woman. How do you balance your home front and your career? How do you handle both of them to make sure none
Wow.
of them is being neglected?
That has been a very big challenge for me, but I think God has always been there for me because I'm not proud, but I must say I'm a home woman.
Okay.
I am homely made. So
Okay.
I have learned a lot. My mother and my father, my separated at early stage, I think when I was 12. So I've been with my mom. So like I said earlier, that she has been very, very industrious. So I've learned so much from her that I make sure in everything I'm doing, both church, career, catering, and every other thing, I put my family first. I satisfy my family first before moving on to any other thing. If I see that it will affect my marriage, if a job comes and I know that it will affect my family, I will I won't
Reject it.
take, yes, I won't take it. I will make sure I am always making sure my family is there first. But I want to thank God for my mother. She has always been there because when I take nannies, they take off every month, and there's no nannies that have taken house help that have come to stay. Some 3 months they would just cut off and said, my grandma is sick. I want to go home. I'm going for holiday, and they wouldn't come back. So I decided to bring my mother from home. So she has is just like me. I'm
Being
into
there.
two. I'm there, which is my mother, and then God has given me a very wonderful husband, which is my husband. So he understood. In fact, surprisingly, my husband is also a caterer.
Oh wow.
So he does so many things when he's off duty. He helps, washes the children's clothes. He doesn't look at whether my wife is around or not because we are one. So he does it in a way that he's doing it for him, for his children, and not for marriage. So that is my
So for someone who is into a whole lot, catering, acting, motherhood, being a wife, you look really nice and radiant. What's your secret? What's the secret? How do you take care of your wellness and your beauty?
really.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm surprised because sometimes when I look into the mirror, I feel that I am age more than
No,
my age.
you look
So, but
great.
I'm surprised hearing this. Anyways, I would say I am just a happy woman. One, I know depression and stress kills a woman a lot, and I have taken away. I have vowed to take away depression from me. So many friends of mine called me every day, Madam, you are getting younger instead of getting old. What's the secret? And I would laugh. Every time they see me on social media, they say it's like this economy is not telling on you. That is because one, I have decided to put happiness in my life
Yes,
first.
happiness first.
Secondly, I don't do above my income. That is what people don't know. Doing above your income makes you age on time as a woman. So, and then I do what we have. Exactly what we have is what we do. If we notice that taking our children to a higher school will bring depression to my husband and
You
I,
take them
we
to where you
take
can
them.
afford.
Yes. So, and then um, we make sure we have trained our children to a point that my son is just 8, but he doesn't go to school with snacks, even my daughter anymore. So we have trained them to that level. What you give to them, they accept it.
You
So I
accept.
don't find depression. My husband has not given me any headache, and I've not given him headache also. I don't go to places that will bring problems to us.
Question your character.
Yes, he doesn't do what will question my character too. So we blend, and that is just it's just happiness. Because I have to remember when I do exercise, I
Happiness.
don't do nutrition and all of that.
Dieting.
I don't do dieting. So I'm just me. That's
Finally, in
just
1 minute before we go, what is your advice to women out there, especially the ones trying to find themselves and do something meaningful with their lives?
Wow, wow, wow. I would say my advice to the world that, for example, when I started with frying of akara. I never looked at anybody. So whatever you have passion to or you want to develop, you just have to be focused. You don't listen to people. Sometimes challenges come, but you keep pressing, keep being focused and being you. So I want to advise them, whatever you are doing, first and foremost, put God first. And then another thing that I've noticed that brings people backward and makes you not coming up with whatever you have on mind to come up and then get to where you are going to is when you are diverting. If you know you want to fry akara, you stay in that akara. Every other miracles will meet you there. While you're making your stuff, people are coming, people are seeing you. Before you know, you will upgrade. Maybe from that you add another thing, you add another stuff, and then before you know, you learn, you grow until you become big. Because when I started, sometimes people were looking down on me because you know this world these days, they look at you, they size you according to how flashy you are. Maybe before when I people wouldn't give me jobs because I don't look flashy. They feel I won't be able to deliver. So that has been my challenge. So sometimes people out there too might have such challenges. So you make your things neat, be focused, continue doing it and be adding. And stop diverting. Today you are in Akara, tomorrow you are in Mama Put, next tomorrow they find you in the salon. So that is how you will still keep going down.
Thank you so much for coming, Kufu. It's been nice speaking with you. Well, you heard it there. Put God first, consistency, hard work, and bring out your innovative and creative self, and success will meet you halfway in the middle. Stay with us. It is still Good Morning Abuja. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us on the show. Up next, we will have a discussion that centers around customer service and building relationships in business. I'll discuss with a businessman, an entrepreneur with over 10 years of experience, Mr. Collins Madu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so you have been in business and you deal with all kinds of building materials. How do you satisfy your customers and make sure that you're meeting their needs?
All right. Well, we try our possible best to make sure that we satisfy our customer. First, sometimes customer when they demand for materials, so we actually do our best to make sure we deliver in time. And then secondly, we cannot talk about satisfying customers without giving them a very good product. Because it's when customer enjoy good products, then he'll be able to feel satisfied. So we try our best to make sure that we give customer what they want. Although we try to be specific in terms of the products and the quality. So we specify to the customers. Then they will be the one to choose what they want based on their own capacity. Because we have different qualities of
Qualities.
materials. So we now deliver based on what you want because the choices are different. Some customer might decide to go for a higher one, while those that say some people might end up telling you that they might end up telling you that they just want to use it for just for temporal.
Okay.
Such people they always want to go for a lower quality. But the people that's making use of it all the time, they want to buy something that will be able to last for them so that they will enjoy it. So our best thing that we normally do to customers is to make sure we explain to them very well so that whenever they're making a choice, they should be able to decide on what they want.
You
So
explain all the
yes,
differences and
we explain
prices
all the
and all
differences
that.
and the price differences. So some customers, if you tell them, okay, this is amount we are selling this one, they will tell that this one is high, that they're looking for something cheaper.
Okay, and you
You
still
see,
provide for
then
them.
have to get something that is cheaper. Maybe probably they will just want to use this for that purpose, and that is end.
So no matter the level of the customer, no matter their income, you have something to cater to every category of customers.
Yes.
Okay, speaking of products, how do you make sure that you always have the latest products in stock?
Okay. These days, customers are very smart. They always come up with new materials, now everywhere online. So once they go online,
Okay.
before you know, they have to get a picture of something, then they will send to us that we want this. And normally it used to be trending something. So once we receive the items, if we don't have it, then we'll have to send to the
The
company
company.
so that the next order it will come with it.
Okay, I see. Now, how do you source your materials in the first place? Do you source them locally or you import from outside?
Okay, thank you. Normally, in terms of material, there are the ones that is we produce here in Nigeria.
Okay.
Then there's one we import outside. So those ones we produce here in Nigeria, they are very easy to access. But there's ones we cannot produce by ourselves because we don't have what it takes to produce it here. So we sell them outside Nigeria.
As a businessman, I know you're going to do a lot of taking of inventory, taking stock. How do you handle your bookkeeping and make sure that all your accounts are correct?
Okay. In terms of taking record and making sure that all your accounts is well balanced, first of all, when goods arrive at your store, they have to take record of everything. So after taking record of everything, then you have already known the quantity of what you bought. So when you sell, you have to record what is sold. Then, for instance, if you buy a material like about 100 pieces and you have recorded already in your book that is 100 pieces, so if you sell like some customer come and buy like 10 pieces, then you're going to record today's sales, so something, so quantity. Then they have to go to your stock. Then you minus 10 out of
Okay,
it,
from the
which
ones.
is making 90 remaining. So you also do the same thing to the rest of the goods. It will help you. So when you check your sales book, in case if you want to calculate your sales book, you understand, or sometimes there's some kind of stuff, some kind of challenges. Sometimes if customer demand an item, you might not be able to know the exact quantity you have left. But if you are be able to be recording the quantity that you bought and how many that have sold from there, then you'll be able to know exactly how many that is remaining. So now, for us to be able to have accurate record, so once we buy and we will sell, we take record of what, how many is remaining and how many we sold. So that if customer come and ask that I need so quantity, then
You'll
they
be
can be
able
able
to
to check your
tell
book
this is
and
what
this
I
is what
have.
is remaining. You understand? So in terms of calculating your sales, or if you want to take a stock about your goods to make sure that everything is accurate, you simply check what your sales book, then you compare it to where you normally record everything you bought and sold. So we have sales book separately and we have our stock book. And that stock book will contain the quantity you purchased and the quantity you have removed from the store.
That's
So
interesting.
the quantity you remove from the store have to reflect with the same quantity is sold, which is in your sales book. So from there, you'll be able to balance it.
Balance. Okay, nice. Let's go back to satisfying customers. It's important that you should give them very good quality materials. And I know that sometimes, maybe during offloading or during packing in the store, some goods can be either damaged or they pour and reduce in quantity. What are your safety measures? How do you keep your goods very intact and safe?
Okay. Sometimes maybe during the process of loading and loading goods, you might encounter damages. So for me, one thing about business, sometimes you might not gain all 100%. So when we encounter some damage, some items, you find out that things have broken already and you can't sell for customer already. So we have to keep it aside. because we build based on tomorrow. We don't just sell only today to make money. We sell to satisfy customer because once you satisfy a customer, then the person can be able to come tomorrow and also recommend someone to come and meet you. So once we encounter a product that is not good, or sometimes we might even find a factory error.
Okay.
So those kind of goods, we need to keep them aside. Like sometimes if it's something like a machine, sometimes you get a machine and you know that this one is a factory fault. So you cannot sell for customer because it's not working. First of all, you have to go take it to service where they will service the machine and make sure that everything is in order. And secondly, before we give customer an item, you always check if it's working or not. We'll make sure that everything is in working condition before we give to the customers.
That's nice. Okay, now I know that new trends and innovations can come up in the industry, government policies can change. How do you stay updated with all this information?
Yes. Yeah, government policies do change. Sometimes that is why you find out. Sometimes there is a inflation in the goods. So any policy that affects the price of goods, then we have to add to the goods so that it will not affect us.
Okay, nice. All right, we'll take a short break. I'm having a very interesting discussion. All right, at this point, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, there's a lot more insights into this discussion. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. It's Good Morning Abuja, and I'm here discussing with an entrepreneur into building materials, and he's talking to me about the customer service and relationship building in business, Mr. Collins Madu. Now, I want you to tell me about the challenges that are in the industry. What are some of the challenges that you face, especially in the area of trying to satisfy your customer needs?
Okay. The area, what we normally face in satisfying customers' wants, number one is we have bad road in Nigeria here.
Okay.
Sometimes customer might demand something. So trying to get it, okay, you might tell customer by tomorrow the goods will be available.
Mm.
So, but sometimes due to the bad road and so many things, the transporters find on their way, we found out that the goods is going to delay more than the expected time. So because of that, you might tend to tell customers that the goods is supposed to receive tomorrow. Sometimes it might even take a week,
Wow.
and which is not what you planned for. Then another challenge is sometimes when you order for goods, which is supposed to take even 2 days, along the way, because of the bad road, the motor got spoiled in the way. See, because of this,
Delay.
it's going to have a delay whereby the customer might not be able to receive it at the date you gave to the person. Then another challenges we encounter in satisfying customers that sometimes some customers, if you give them the price of goods with good quality, some of them might tend to look for the one that is cheaper.
Okay.
You understand? So once you give them a quality one that will be able to be okay with them with the price, they might not be satisfied with that one. They want to, at the process of looking for a cheaper one, trying to get it very cheaper. Then someone else might be able to give the person a very cheaper rate with substandard goods.
Mm.
You get. So because of that, it will now affect us to be able to satisfy the customer, trying to meet up with our standard
Okay.
because we have a standard that we sell. We maintain our standard. We don't compromise in our standard. So because of that, there are cheaper ones in the market that customer can actually get. So now customer tend to compare the prices. But they might say that your own price is high while he got it cheaper elsewhere. So because of that, they will feel like if I get this particular good, that it will be higher that I got it cheaper somewhere else. And if they bought one that is cheaper somewhere else, they will still be the one to come and complain that it's not working perfect or it's going to be able to last for me. So we only find it hard explaining to customers because some of them doesn't believe. They always
I think
think,
standards are very important
uh,
in an
so,
industry like that.
so they always find it hard to believe. Sometimes when you explain it to them, they feel like maybe you are just inflicting money on goods for them without knowing that there are differences in the goods. Just like there are different companies that produce. In terms of machine, there is one that can have like we have different wax. You can find a machine that has a 2,000 wax, 2,500 wax,
Mm.
3,000 wax, and all of them will be the same thing. But the capacity, the inside will
Capacity.
be different. So customer don't even understand. So one thing they know is when they give them the material for them to go and use. So they don't check the capacity of those machines. And those capacity determine the price because some of them contain higher capacity like the coil, the engine. Some of them is built with a copper coil, while some is built with aluminum. And those one that is built with copper coil inside is the price is higher than the one that is built with aluminum coil.
Mm.
So the price is different. But customer will not be able to understand. So the only thing they want to know is to get it cheaper.
Interesting. Well, one can blame them. The economy is not friendly and all that. But meanwhile, before I let you go, I want you to talk to us about the opportunities in the industry. In the next 5 to 20 years, do you see the industry advancing and will it provide opportunity for youths, young people to come in and be empowered and contribute to economic growth? Can they make a career out of it?
Yes. A whole lot of people is making a career out of it. But there's opportunity in business.
Okay.
Even these days, I think the best thing to venture now is business.
Hmm.
You make a very good opportunity. Like a businessman can have up to about 5 people working for him,
Hmm.
so thereby creating employment. And the more you are growing as well, you're opening different branches. The
Hmm.
more you intend to employ people to work for you over there because you cannot be here and also be the other side.
That's
So
true.
you must have someone that's going to work for you. We employ secretaries, we have sales boys.
So there's business opportunities
So
for
there's
young
a
people
business
in the
opportunity
building
in the
materials.
building materials.
Thank you so much for coming and educating us. I learned something talking to you this morning. Thank you very much. Well, there you have it. I say it all the time that government can actually not provide white collar jobs for all of us. So like he said, there's a lot of opportunity for young people to venture into one meaningful business or another. There's actually a whole lot of money to be made if you stay focused and consistently work hard. Stay with us. The show continues right after the break.